What's going on, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and the stream should be live now. Let me know if we are a go. Okay, so I am checking here for my audio. My phone is going off. It's letting me know that the stream has started. So last time I thought I have fixed my audio problems, and I did a couple game development live streams just to test out my microphone, and it sounded fine. But then when I was checking the settings over here, it didn't look like it was peaking. But then when I reviewed my live streams, everything was going awry, and it sounded pretty terrible in the last two that I have done. So it's really loud. Do a mic test. Say Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. So yeah, tell me if that sounded too peakish. I did a couple test recordings before going live, and nothing was going wrong with the microphone in the recording. So my thinking is if it's not coming across well on the live stream, maybe my computer is having trouble, running all of the stuff at once and live. Not peaking so far. Well, that's good. So, maybe I fixed it. Not sure. Either way, I have some new microphone equipment coming in next week. So, the next stream will be even better. So, yeah, that's good. But everybody, welcome to the stream today. We're just going to be taking a look at one of our projects in development, and it's called Pic-A-Block. It is a puzzle game. But first, before I go ahead and start doing some Unity development, oh, good. I'm glad it sounds much better. Thanks, BLP, for letting me know. I'm just going to go ahead and share once again. Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge is my most recent game. You can see it up on the screen up here. There's a little B-roll showing you the title screen. It's now available on PlayStation for only 49 cents, so be sure to check that game out. All right, so let's get started in some game development. Let's switch over here. So this is pretty cool. This project got shelved, actually, for those. I'm going to give a little bit of information about game development for the background for this. So if you can see this is actually in Unity HDRP, which is a scriptable render pipeline. And what that means is like Unity's new programs, what they're doing is, I'm going to buy all your PS5 games tonight. Yeah, let's go, son. PlayStation 5, baby. And what they've done now is they've split the Unity engine. It used to be something just called the built-in renderer, and now they've split it into three. And you have the old one, which is called built-in, and then there's two new ones. They've renamed it a couple times, but one is HDRP, which is like high fidelity graphics, really heavy on game systems, and then the other one is called SRP, well, I guess that's what it was called. Now it's just called, I think it's now SRP. It's changed so much. It used to be Universal, it used to be URP, but now I think it's SRP. So this, I tried to do Pic-A-Block. Let's see if I can run the game here without having too much issue in this window. It's probably going to have to be switched. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is the scene view. Don't want that. Let's go ahead and unmaximize this. And let's make sure we're playing maximized so you guys can see the whole thing. And then let's go ahead and run it. What's up, Space by Name? Welcome to the stream. So you can see so far in this game, we got a room that we're building out here. We're not done making it. And when the game starts, the camera flies in so you can see a pan of the room. It bounces, and then the blocks fill in the puzzle here. And you can see that we've got some stuff going on so far that looks like pretty cool. I'll pause it and show you while it's rendering. So we have like a pretty high definition table. And if you can see here, like, we've got full reflective metal, and, we're going to be building some stuff to go on this table down here. And then in the background, you can see we've got volumetric lighting and fog coming through the window onto our floor here. And we've got a couple side tables that I built last time I was on the live stream, and you can't really see it because the lights are not on it, but this is a pretty, this texture is really massive. There's a marble pot here with an elephant ear plant. I think that's what this is called. And then we got us a picture here. So far, it's not even filled in right. I need to redo the UVs, but it's a little, a family picture, but it's a teaser for Perplexing Orb 2. A little Easter egg here. So that's what you can see. That's the only stuff going on. So we have a square room, we have a window, we have a table, all these blocks, two side tables in the back, a plant, and a picture. And this alone in Unity HDRP cannot run on the PlayStation 4. And that's not because the PlayStation 4 is bad, it's because Unity HDRP is super heavy. So this game project got basically put on hold because of that. I kind of shelved it for a while because I did too much work into it, too much code, and too many things in the HDRP version before testing it on the dev kit, thinking I didn't need to test it yet because it was easy to iterate in the game engine. And this is a small scene. How could this be, not running well? Turns out that it does not run well at all. And over the last week, I've been spending quite a bit of time on digging into the HDRP settings, changing a bunch of things, and getting it to where it actually can run. So I've got it running in 1080p at 60 FPS, almost stable. It flips between 59 and 60 on the PS4 Pro, and I've got it in 60 FPS in 720p on the base PS4, and it runs about 45 frames a second on base PS4 in 1080p. So what I think I'm going to do is, like all developers now, they basically make performance versus quality mode on PlayStation. I think that I will be able to hit a stable 30 FPS in 1080p in HDRP on base PS4 in performance in quality mode, I mean to say. And then performance mode, you can run it in 720p and run it at 60 frames per second solid. So that is a little rundown of the tech behind this that I've been dealing with. And so keep with that in mind, that's going to inform basically how we're going to fill out the rest of the room. And it's going to basically show how we're going to be able to do the rest of this project. But as you can see, like, this was like way higher quality beforehand, and you can kind of see it looks like really kind of pixely and dusty, and I had to turn down a lot of the settings and mess with a lot of things just to get it running this smooth. So that's kind of what that is. And if you're interested in actual game engine stuff, this box right here is a volume. This is my motion blur volume. So we're going to play the game, and I'm going to show you guys how it works really quickly. And let me grab my Xbox controller because I'm playing it on the PC. So you can see it already when the stuff is flying in, there's kind of motion on the scale, and you'll see it when I'm moving around here. There'll be motion on it too. And you can see it's running in pretty much stable 60 FPS, and that's with me streaming and running it in the engine. So on PC, if you have a semi-decent PC, like, it should be just fine. I'm hoping to get a Steam Deck so I can test it on that. But so basically the point of this game is, actually, hold on. You guys can't even see. I'm looking at the stream. Let me move my camera over here. Get me unlocked. Let me put me in the top corner so you guys can see a little bit better. Let me know if that still looks fine. So I don't know. Can you see my mouse? Yes. Okay, it's recording the mouse. So all right. So for this game, we have a little bit of HUD going on here. We have our move counter up in the top left. We have our move abilities in the bottom left, and then in the bottom right, we have our little image of the picture that we're supposed to be building with our blocks. And before I continue showing you how the game works, let me go ahead and catch up on a couple of these comments. PLP says, you might, stupidity, but which console is this game coming to, or platform rather? All your cursors look like Roblox cursors, looking very good. Also, the camera placement is fine. Cool. Yeah, I actually never played Roblox, so I have no idea. I was just going for like a minimal design. So I'll explain what each of these do in just a second. But yeah, this is coming to PlayStation. This will be PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. I'm thinking that this game might find an audience on Steam, so I'm probably going to put it on there too. I'm not sure if it's going to be day and date on the same day as PlayStation, but right now the build is on PlayStation. But so let's go ahead and talk about how the game runs before we start building anything together. So as you can see, we have some animations going on here. This lets you know which of the moves that you are basically selecting. If you press the, oh, I got to click in here. Oh, that's going to ruin it. The computer controls are like halfway in, and if you click on the mouse, it actually deletes a block. Even though I've got the controller plugged in, it doesn't stop. So I see, send me a Discord image of the Roblox cursor. Let me check. Let's see. Let's see how close I am. Oh, look at that. It's kind of cool. You know, I basically, for this one, I drew that cursor from scratch. I just kind of like, you know, went for it. Basically just trying to look at a bunch of images of cursors and stuff. So, but anyways, this X here is the same thing as clicking. So when you click the X, if you have that highlighted, you will just delete blocks out of the picture. And then you can see this one down here in the corner that we've got jumping now. It's kind of like, it's got like frames around the block. And now if you click on a block, oh wow, you can see that the the in-editor engine was loading through the shader variants, having a trouble for a second there. But you can see now what it's done is it's made frames around that block that I picked, and you can see that they've turned black instead of blue. And then when you highlight over any usable square, you can see that the blue, that this is actually each one, like right here, it's a little transparent, and then when you highlight over it, it turns to a little bit of a different color, so you know that you're actually highlighting it, and it animates back and forth, so you know that you're on that square. So basically what you can do is with this freeze block, let's say you want to freeze this black block into place, and then you switch over to the delete block, and then you go to the yellow one underneath it and delete it. This one will stay in place. I don't think that I've got the unfreeze code. Yeah, I was in the middle of doing that. So you can see I unfreezed it, but the physics doesn't recheck to make sure that you've actually deleted a block under you. I still have to do that in code. But you can see, like, if we scroll over, these are self-explanatory. This is move left and move right. So you can see if I click move right, it'll recheck the physics and then go to the right spot. So you can see, you know, you can move those there. And I do have the code working to where, like, you know, if there's a block in the way and you're trying to tell it to move right, it won't move right, you know, and that kind of thing. Also, another thing that's pretty cool that I've already got in here, besides the animations of the actual cursor modes, you can see that if you're looking straight at the cursor, when you go left, there's the cursor itself animates left. We go right, it has a different animation. It does a different animation when you freeze the block. It does a little flip thing, you know, in and out. And then when you delete the block, it bounces like that. So there's a different hand animated mode for each cursor, for the cursor itself, for all the modes. And then the actual icons to let you know in the bottom what you're doing. Those animate themselves as well. So I don't know, I might have deleted too many, so let's just restart this level. And this game is going to be similar to Tilting Tiles. There's going to be a button press that will restart the level for you, basically. While that's loading, I'm going to get some water. So the level complete code is already in here. And what you're trying to do is there's like all these basically pixel block pictures, and this one is kind of like a little temple like type of structure with the black door in the middle and then the yellow on the outside. So in order to beat this level, you basically need to take these blocks that you're playing with on the table in real life and match it to the picture. So you know, this is basically, I don't know, this is kind of like my level 1, but I don't know if it's going to be level 1 in the game. I'll probably do a simpler picture, but this is just a, you know, this is going to spoil your solution here. And there's a bunch of different ways to do these. And that's kind of how this game is going to be, is there's going to be a lot of different ways to do each puzzle. But once you get the shape fixed, it will complete itself. It will get rid of the little selection icons. There's an animation that will pop up and say level complete and then fly away. And then the block that you actually made will 3D itself so you can see it. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's how this game works. Let's see. When's this game going to release? You know, this reminds me of Hard Hat Wombat. You should check that out. It's so sick. I've never heard of that before ever, but that's kind of cool if someone else has got a game that's kind of similar to this. So also, so each level, the basic puzzle is going to be just completing the block like this. But you can see I've already got code in here and UI showing you a move counter because I'm thinking of doing like special challenges, like additional for like star ratings and stuff to where it's like, okay, you know, there's a bunch of different ways you can move these blocks around to figure out this puzzle. But what you want to do is you want to try to do it the most efficient way. So like a challenge might be do it in 20 move or 10 moves. See, we did it in 13. I think that's the fastest you can do it. There might be challenges for that or like specific challenges like move only the yellow blocks or something like that. Or only delete a couple of blocks, different things. You know, different puzzle challenges that's going to be counting the move count and those kind of things. So that's basically how the game works. The code base is already there. As you can see, I mean, you can see in the engine here, we've got my scene set up. I've got it organized into setup, environment, settings, all that kind of stuff. And all of my code, there's a lot of code actually, you know, working in the background for this already that controls for the blocks for them to look around and figure out where they should go. And if a block is deleted, for every block to fall underneath it, or if you slide it left, it needs to check left and then check how many blocks are underneath that. And all the blocks on this side will now need to fall. So there's a bunch of code in these objects here that will check you know, to determine where all the blocks need to go. There's like level complete code where it's checking all the spaces to figure out, do you have the right color in the right box? There's code on all of there's a controller code to check out where your cursor is, when to animate the cursor, when to highlight each box, which area of the zone are you in, that type of thing. So even though it looks simple when you're playing it, there's a whole lot going in the background. But for this stream, I just wanted to introduce this game again because we haven't really done any trailers. It's shown off like very small teaser trailers in our conferences. Like this was not even shown in Summer Games Experience this year, but I think it was like previously shown in the developers conference from 2022, and I think it was shown originally as a teaser in the summer games for 2022. So we've shown it twice, and there's a couple of level designs that have already been done, but all of the code is done. And basically now what my job is to do to get this game ready is to finish the environment art that I want to do in the background, and then make the rest of the level designs and do the code, and that's about it. Let me see. You should check that out. There's a demo for it. I'll link it to you. It's from Plants vs. Zombie Guys. Oh, wow. Speaking conferences, you got to let me commentate an announcement for the next conference. I work for free. Yeah, maybe. I was thinking of doing TreeFall Tribers to get, well, actually that and the Patreon subscribers. I've been trying to do bigger and better conferences every single time. And one of the main things is for the new conference, the TreeFall Developers Conference for this year, because now we've kind of split. If you look on our YouTube channel, I've kind of been doing a little bit of a show in the summer. This year it was called Summer's Games Experience. It was called Summer Games Showcase in 2022. And then in the fall sometime, you know, between October, November, typically I do the TreeFall Developers Conference. And those are like the two events that I do during the year to kind of show off, here's all the stuff that's coming out today, because I usually shadow drop something, usually a Steam release. Or like announce something that's coming out the following week that no one's ever seen before, and then announce a couple of games that are coming out over the next couple of months. Those are usually what I do. So I'm already in preparing mode. You know, it's June. We did our conference last month for the summer in May early, because we're probably going to do our conference a little bit earlier this year, October, maybe even September or something like that. But in order to be prepared for that, I've got to be preparing over the next couple of months, making games and all this kind of stuff. So I've been trying to think of how to make them bigger and better. And I wanted to get Patreon subscribers involved somehow. And I'm thinking of either letting them look at it early and like doing reaction videos like live, um, so you can see like audience reactions in some of it, or have like the Patreon subscribers get to say a message of what they thought or what they're looking forward to, that kind of thing. But I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I can definitely probably get some TreeFall fans in there as well, because I think this one's going to be pretty big because we got a lot of small games coming. So, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So, my thinking is for the rest of this room, if we turn off the lights, you can sort of see it better. I can get rid of this grid because that's kind of just in the way and nothing is mathematically accurate. So what I need to do here, you can see the light. If I put the lighting back on, and we run the level, we've got a spotlight here on the table and we have the directional light coming through the window. And basically what we're going to do is just add like another light. I was going to do like one lamp in the corner, but I don't think that that's going to illuminate the room that well. I'm thinking of doing basically like some overhead lighting, like up here on the roof. That will be kind of like, I don't know what you call those regular lights that are, long and tubes. They're like old in like old schools and stuff. I'm probably going to do some like lighting that looks like that across the top here that just kind of lights up the background, but like maybe dimmer, or like some recessed looking lighting that's kind of like dimmer. And that's just because like I want to keep the focus on the actual level here, but not only that, I want a vibe to go with this game. And it's actually interesting. So this is like a little this is like a little puzzle game, but I'm actually gonna try to do a little bit of like a subtle emotional story in the background of this game that's kind of there if you want to notice it in the background, and you don't have to. And it's about putting the blocks together. And if you can kind of tell, like there's some tone mapping going on already to kind of like almost sepia tone this level. And the vibe that I'm trying to get here is to try to, not everyone's going to get this vibe because like everyone has a different way that they grew up, but it's kind of supposed to like be like an old memory. And you're building these blocks and you're just doing this puzzle game, but like the character that's actually building the blocks in the game, the story kind of behind it, and what you're going to see in the house is, this was kind of like your childhood, and you're going to be building these puzzle blocks that you used to build at your grandparents' house. And that's kind of like the story behind this game. And there'll be a little bit of, kind of subtle things to go along with this. But so basically, this is supposed to be basically the old living room of like your grandparents' house or your new house now, that you're spending time with them there. I basically have this little section emptied out because I want to build a couch. And like I wanted to have a couch here and then two side tables, and this is supposed to be your coffee table. And then you can see we already have the plant going, and then pictures. I'm gonna have a picture frame here, and then like over here in the bottom, I'm gonna model some books and like some wow, like my brain just totally died. Couldn't even think of what the book ends are called. A bookend. We're going to model some bookends to go there. And then to tease out some TreeFall Easter eggs. You know how people normally, well, I mean, everyone's house is different, but sometimes people will leave magazines and stuff on their coffee table. So we're going to put some stuff down here, a bowl with like some pine cones and like, decor that people would use. But we're going to toss some magazines down here. And for the magazines, I'm actually going to be, custom arting a style that looks like a Nintendo Power, but it's going to be a TreeFall Tribe magazine, and kind of be doing some TreeFall Easter eggs. So there's going to be a lot going on in this. Also, I think we should model a rug maybe, and put it underneath this. That would be kind of cool, just to break up the wood floor. You're not going to see too much of it. And if you can see, I'm really worried about like the background and like how good this is going to look. And I really want to put together, a well-defined room. And as you can see, when you zoom in, you can see when the camera comes in, you can see all of the room. But then when you're up here close to the puzzle, you can only see on the outsides, and you'll barely be able to see the couch. You'll over here on the walls, we'll put some picture frames and stuff like that. You can see both side tables, but you can no longer see underneath the table. So I'm going to build a some code here to where we can animate the camera and zoom it in and out. So it would kind of look like this if you can see this camera preview. I don't know. Whoa, I guess I can't make it bigger. But yeah, I guess if I can just do it like this. So it'll look something like this, where you could see underneath the table and get a little bit of a zoomed out look at our actual puzzle. So you could see a little bit more of the background, since we are going to take so much time in making it actually cool. Let me catch up on a couple of the comments here. Whoa, I call them saline tube lights. Tube lights. Yeah, I guess I've heard people say tube lights. That's pretty good. Can't wait to make the 2-hour video essay on the deep lore of this game. Yeah, you should do that. That just make you go viral. This game is actually kind of like, like the grandparents thing I was talking about. It's kind of be like the puzzles that you build in here. It's the whole story behind it. And like, I don't really want to talk about it too much because I kind of wanted to be found through the game, is about Alzheimer's and stuff like that. So that's kind of like where the deep lore of this game is. So it's more than just a puzzle game. It's supposed to be an emotional puzzle game. By fan art of Pitterpot somewhere in this game, I will ask for 0 royalties. Yeah, that would be cool. Throwing in fan art as the actual magazine pages, that would be pretty cool. Because I kind of wanted to leave a couple magazines down here where like the cover would, so you could see like the Nintendo Power type of look, but it'd be like TreeFall Tribe, issue or whatever. But I kind of wanted to have like one magazine like flipped open, so like the book was kind of like open like that. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up Blender, because I can't really do anything else. We'll put the stuff in the engine and be working in Unity like I've been showing you, but now we're gonna pull up Blender here and go ahead and take a look. Let's make sure that this looks fine. Yeah, I guess this, me being up in the corner, that's not going to harm anything. It's full screen. And I guess, so the different things that I want to take a look at doing, some of the simple models would be bookends, books themselves, which are, pretty easy. Those would just be squares. We could do that really quickly. The magazines, which are kind of just squares. More picture frames. Like, I'm pretty sure that I did this picture frame here. I don't even know why I did this. Like, I modeled, like, this is the dumbest thing ever, unless you can have like an actual camera pan around. I actually have the modeled stand for the picture frame stand and stuff, when like, the camera of the game is never going to see past this. So it's kind of just wasting polygons. But hey, it looks realistic. So that's what actually matters, I guess. And then I want to do a bowl. So, I mean, maybe we can just do the bowl too. Books and bowls. Let me go ahead and get some reference art up on my hidden screen. I can show you the reference art. I can pull it into Blender, I guess. Let's go coffee table bowls and see what comes up. Whoa. There's a bunch of wooden ones here. I don't know if I probably won't do a design like that. I guess people use a lot of wooden decor now, but I'm thinking like something like clay, maybe like hand looking, just because like a wooden coffee bowl on the wooden table already kind of looks weird. I can see a couple metal ones, like where they're like metal grayish looking bowls. I guess, like, let me just pull this over here so you can see this on the stream. So these are just a bunch of random images of bowls. This is similar to the table itself. Maybe something like this. Because that is kind of, yeah, people, I don't even know what these are for, these little decorative balls, I guess. But I've seen these in people's houses. Let's, maybe that, or let's see if there's any other good designs. I've seen these around. I think these are in real life. I'm not a fan of this. It looks weird. I don't know why you would put it on something like this on a table, I guess. But well, that would have been an easy table to model. People, that would be kind of cool too. The kind of like etched. These are like like ancient wood bowls or whatever. Um, Model and put this in the game. Oddity Mall. Let's see. All right. I don't know if I can even get this link here. I didn't know you could put links in YouTube. No, that is not going in the game. Sorry. Uh, this too. All right. Let's see. What's the vote here? No, I don't think. Well, maybe they could have been in your grandparents' house when you were growing up. That would have been interesting. Maybe something like I don't know. Let's look at metal coffee table bowls and see what we have. Metal coffee table bowls. Is that too much words for this search engine? Um, the same junk comes up. Okay. Something like this. Although, like, okay, all right. I'm gonna just make something up from my head, but that's gonna be kind of like that. But instead of like those twirly like flower designs, it's just gonna be like kind of straight metal line designs because I don't know. I think that's gonna be like a little too difficult to model, and especially live. I'm already like, what? How do you do Blender again? So, like I mentioned earlier, we're having performance problems, and we're really concerned about performance. So, we're gonna cut some of these values down so they look a little bit better, or don't look better, but run a little bit better. Excuse me. And we're just gonna try our best. I'm gonna pull up my image on my right hand screen and we're just gonna go and make just like a freeform like little stand. Maybe like a little too much. With our own little bowl that we're gonna design ourselves, and then we're gonna sell it at the furniture store. And then we're gonna dome this up. This is, I guess whatever. This will be a lot of polygons. It's fine. You won't even see it for the most part. And then like something like that. And then from here, let me think about how the best way to do this is. So it's gonna be like this tall. And it's gonna be like the size of this. Sort of. But like none of this is gonna exist. Kind of. And then, yeah, it's gonna be something like this. And then, yeah, of course I would do that. I wonder if I think yes, it works. I love the new Blender. Okay, so that's the face fill. So like that's gonna be the edges, I guess. Although this kind of needs to look like, I mean, it is like metal, so it needs to look like a little bit better. Something. I wonder if I should just scale these in a little. And then do a little bit like that. I mean, it's polygonal, but it'll look pretty good when we smooth it over, I guess. And then like I'm thinking like for the bowl maybe man, bro is also DuckDuckGo user, a man of culture. DuckDuckGo isn't as good as images for Google. Yeah, no, it's not. Like I use it sometimes. I use DuckDuck on my Firefox browsers um, when I can, because I mean, basically, there's just no real good, you know, alternative search engines. I use Brave for my regular search engine, but they have now defaulted to Google for images the same way, or Bing, and I definitely don't want to use Microsoft stuff. So um, let's just hand model this a little bit better. And then, okay, so what we need to do is, I don't know if I should make this all one piece. This is basically all one piece, but like, I don't know if I should go, hmm, hmm. I probably should have just, you know what, let me try something else. I probably should have expanded this and then gone like this. Oof. Let's see, you know, something along these lines. So I can just get the rounded shape a little bit easier since it's already like a cylinder. And then like, then we can go hand eye and say that was like a little too, you know, out of place. And then we can go up here and something like this. And then, you know, this is going to be really, really kind of hideous, I guess. But we're going to do now. So we're going to take all of these little faces that we've just built and we're going to separate them into their own thing so we can mess with them. And then I guess let's look at it from the front. This is divided by 16, so we need to do math. Because if we just do every other one, I don't think that won't be even. Because you can't. It's fine. We'll just do it like this. Delete, because then it's, you know, it's not even here. But now what we'll do is we'll scoot them over by a little bit. And then let's just see what it looks like if we do this. Okay. This needs to scale on the X. Let me look at the local modes and see if this is any better. How do we get there on this? Huh. Is that right? Does nothing change with that? I don't know where those options are anymore, but I guess, okay, hold on. That still doesn't do anything differently, changing the transform, but where is the scale tool? Oh, wait, here. No. I wish that I don't know how to do it. I wish that I could scale it along the exact, well, you know what? I guess like, well, okay, here's another way to do this, I guess, that we could just, so if we look at, let's look at it here from here. this is this is another way to do this. Let's just get rid of all of these. We're gonna problem solve on the fly. We're gonna delete all these, and then that means he's just an object by himself. And then why? I guess if we go to object and we set the origin to the mass, we can now see a little bit better. All right, so his rotation is still considered. Let's see if I apply rotation and scale. And go to here. There. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I do need to go back to global. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't apply that scale first. Let me see if I can go back. Okay, I think this is unapplied at this point. So if we go back to global. Yeah, that's saying the rotation is... I don't get that at all. Because it looks like the rotation is straight. But it's saying it's 10 degrees from its original rotation, I guess. I don't know. Looks kind of bad. But now if we do something like that, it looks a little bit better. And then it's like a little too small at the bottom. Yeah, forget it. We're just going to go by hand here. And then these numbers don't matter. It'll look fine, trust me. Before doing that. Actually, you know what? I can get this to be perfect. There we go. And then we can get this side to be perfect. If we do it like that. And that's pretty good. Now let's keep going. Take it like that. That's much better. All right, let's bevel there. Yeah, that with some metal black on there, you won't be able to tell that it's not rounded, you know. And we put, oof, that looks disgusting. See if we can move it. There we go. Now we want to take proportional editing off. We do probably want to shrink this back up. Let's put proportional editing back on. And then like get it like something like that. Maybe. Maybe a little bit bigger. And then, okay, so now we're going to try to do a trick. Now this is a Blender trick that I'm not very familiar with. So this, all right, let's go. Actually, snap the cursor to the origin. So we're in the middle. All right, I think that it's a modifier. It's called, I want to say that this is the spin modifier. Let's see if I can find it with the same name that it used to have. Maybe I'm just missing it. It might just be array, actually. So let's try this. Yeah. Fixed count, and we want 8 of these. And we want to object offset it to, actually, hold on. Shift A, let's go and make, oh, you can't make an empty anymore? Oh, yes, you can. Let's call it an empty of arrows, and it's in the middle, so that's pretty good. So we're going to go back here, and our object is going to be the empty. Okay, and then our let's figure out if we can get yeah, not do relative, I don't think, or should we? So it's automatically going down. I don't know if I've done this right. Constant offset. I don't know if this is the right one. I think there might be one that's a spin per se. I just could be doing this one wrong. Let's see. I don't think a curve would work. Fit curve. Huh. Okay. I don't get this one here. Let's try it around the cylinder. It doesn't matter. They're in the same place. Gee willikers, man. Let's get rid of that real quick, and then let's try applying this. Let's try it one more time, and then we're going to move on from our little basket. I've already lost it. There we go. All right, so it's already different. So this might be a little bit more helpful. We're gonna let's try the object offset again. Go for the empty. All right, so the empty is what's throwing us off because it's just going down. Yeah, that's going away. Let me try to get rid of this. Yeah, I don't know how to curve it around there anymore. Maybe I needed to make a curve. I used to know how to do this on the old version. Bruh, help me out. Where is the last coin in the final maze of maze? Let me just save this and put this, I'll put this here for now in the Pitter Pot project and change it later. Let's call this ugly table bowl because it's pretty ugly. The final coin in the maze, there's one at the top, right towards the exit. That could be one of the ones you're missing, maybe. I could look it up in just a second. I'm going to go with a brand new model. Let's make something so much easier to make. Let's go general. Because I only got a few more minutes to stream anyway, so let's try to put something in the level. Maybe a book or a bookend or You know, something like that. Might even just go with a more simple bowl eventually. So you got it. Nice job. You're almost done. That's the final maze, because you don't actually have to do all of the stuff at the end for that game. G on the exploit point. G on the exploit 5. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and shrink this guy up. To make a book before we're done. Let's look at a book. Hardcover. Okay. This is honestly a little bit of a thick book still. Let's just scale it like this. And I guess if we're eyeballing, the book would need to be a little bit taller. Yep. Something like this. And then you want to do some beveling here to get the edge of the book. Actually, you know what? Let's do this and increase a couple segments, because why not, right? It's not like we're concerned about the performance or anything, right? And then what we want to do is inset here. Actually, let's do this by a number, 0.1. That looks pretty good, 0.1. Actually, hold on. Let's try cutting this first. Whoops. This might be more advantageous because it doesn't really matter. Scale on the X. And then get that inset there. You know what? Let's do it at the same time. Try to inset it there. And then what we want to do, instead of pulling this down and getting all too wonky, we can just take this without this one, and we can extrude it up by 0.05. That's too tall for a book. .02. It's not even noticeable though. So let's go with 3. And then let's take this. Actually, let's do this one first. 3. Worried about polygons, but we're going to have a pretty hefty book here. Stroop 0.3. Wow. This is looking cool already. And then, you know, now this could be done with the bump map to make the edges look a little bit more curved, but you're not even going to get to see this from the camera. So, oof. See, that looks bad. Let's see if we can fix this. I wonder if I can just remove these automatically. Let's do it on the bottom too. that about there. Stick that about there. Now we highlight all of this. This is changed now. You got to go to mesh, merge by distance. All right, we've got 2 vertices gone. I don't think that's everything we need, so we need to change the distance by a little bit. 8, 8. All right, that's too far. That should get them all. Now that should all be one piece. It is. There we go. Make sure you're clean. Clean on your models. All right, so let's just go here. Oof, too much. All right, so we got the edges of the book. We're only going to do the top because you won't see the bottom. This is just to add a little bit even more flavor and detail. Let's go back to our bevel. Let's take the segments down to like 2 or 1 maybe. Just so it looks a little... Yeah, that looks good. Now, I guess if you want to have something look weathered and old, because this looks like perfect, like a, you know, rounded spine book. Here's the spine, here's our curves, you know, here's our pages in between, here's the edges. Looks a little too perfect. I guess so we can go in here and just like mess some stuff up, you know, to have it look like an old book. Kind of like something like pull this up so it looks like it's been bent and damaged. Pull this down so it looks like it's got a little bit of a bump, like he kind of dropped it on its edge. A lot of this stuff gets like damaged pretty good. I don't think you'll be able to even see the bottom. You just kind of need to on the, yeah, that, I'll do that after we do our texturing. And then I guess to go ahead and unwrap this, this would be a section here. We go to mark seam. This guy, this will be a section. This will be pages. And we can mark him. All right, and now the top part of this, since this will need to be beveled and stuff, let's go here and here. Yeah, just make the top part a section that will texture. Then the inside will be a section. I think it, yeah, well, this needs to get cut off on the sides. This part, yeah, all of that. These ones, and see if I can get all of these here. And that one. That'll be a section that we color in. Let's grab this and that. Mark those seams. The bottom itself needs to have its own texture section. That looks pretty good, I would say. Let's go back here. And then here, and here, and here, and here. That will be a section that we texture. And then somewhere on the side, probably about 2 in. Yeah. That and that. That and that. The bottom piece. And this bottom piece. And boom. That'll be all of the sections. So all these red lines will mark off where we're going to color. And this way we can actually make some custom book images, you know, put a name of a book. We're just gonna have to make up the names of the books, because I'm sure that if you used any books that you actually cared about, you'd be getting a lawsuit if you put someone's book title in there. So we'll make up some names of some TreeFall books, and then we'll color this with some pages, pages all along the insides, and then kind of like this. I was looking at just this image here of these old books, old rare books, according to this image search. And basically, that's kind of like where I was getting the damaged sides. Might do another model where or I guess I could just do this with a normal map to where we have like these ridges, because some of these old rare books, they will have those ridges like that. I was kind of just going for this blue one right here where it's kind of just curved on the side and the bottom, and then it's thick enough to stick out before the pages are in there, but you can see it's got some damage up top and at the bottom. So that's kind of like what we were going for with this book, and I think that looks pretty good. And okay. Um so yeah, so I think that that looks pretty good. So PLP says, "Who is Namo Tentu Mushi? I have never heard of them, and they're in the Maze credits." I was like wondering why you were talking about Chris. That's a guy. He has his own indie game developer studio. He's the guy who makes Ping. If you've ever played that, you probably played it on Wii U. He's one of the few Wii U developers with me. They made Ping 1.5 plus, Ping Redux. This is two games. He hasn't really made any games recently, but he's been doing a lot of publishing work for people to get their games on Switch. So that's kind of like what he's been up to. We were kind of buddies back in the Wii U day, and we still keep up every once in a while now as we're working on different projects. All right, so that book is looking pretty good. That's going to be the model today. I mean, some pretty bad modeling. Our little bowl that does not look good. I will work on that later. We'll get back to that. We're going to put the books over here. Maybe over here too. We're going to put the bowl here. I might just go ahead and trash that bowl and just start over. It's pretty bad, but I think maybe tomorrow we'll make a better bowl. That'll be pretty cool. So yeah, this is Pic-A-Block. I hope you guys think that this looks pretty cool. We have a couple of, let's see, do I have are they down here? They might just be in textures. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The level one is actually the tree for TreeFall Studios, just a simple tree. So there's a couple of them here. You're gonna see like, oh, you'll be making numbers, making little pictures, stuff like that. I want to do bigger puzzles, so because this is a 25 block grid, so the pictures themselves are very small. I want to do stuff like TreeFall Easter eggs, to where you'll be able to see pitter pot and other things like that in the pictures that you're making. But like I said, the game is actually running pretty hot, and it's already kind of hard to get it running on PlayStation, and that's just because Unity is so bloated with this HDRP stuff. And I've changed a lot of settings. I've done a whole lot of research and changed a whole lot of things. I'm not sure how much more efficient I can get it. I was going to do like these beginning puzzles. We're going to be on this 5x5 grid, and then I was going to go all the way up to a 10x10 grid. But I want to say already, looking at my performance issues, that probably it's not going to be feasible to do that on console, just because that adds so many more physics calculations for every block. It adds like so much more code and animators to be in the scene, to have all the animating selection outlines. Rendering each block, it's not that big of a deal, the actual physical block, because that's not like that many polygons or anything. But the materials on here are kind of, they're reflective, and they show the world and stuff like that, and I kind of want them to look like that. They have a little bit of a texture to them, so you can kind of see that they're like wooden, but they're like plastic wooden toys, is kind of like the idea here. So I'm gonna go and try to see how many levels I can create and how many interesting puzzles I can design at the 5x5 size. Maybe only go up to 7x7. We'll see. I'll have to see how it runs. If it's going to be just terrible, then there's no reason to do a 10x10. We'll have to see. Don't think I've played those. When's this game going to come out again? I've been too busy focusing on Maze while I watch. Oh, yeah. I don't know, honestly, when this game is going to come out. It just depends on like how quick. Like you can already see, like I just spent an hour making like book that's not textured and a bowl that looks terrible that I'm probably going to start over. So as soon as I get the environment done, I feel like if I sat down for a week and really just modeled some stuff out like really really good, because I haven't really been modeling too much, so my modeling skills are like a little rusty. I'm not really familiar with the new version of Blender, so I'm kind of like not knowing where all the old tools were. Some of them have been renamed, but if I can model a lot of good stuff and make this room look good, it'll probably take me about a month to do the rest of the code and the rest of the levels, because I've got about 5 levels designed. I was going to do between 25 and 50 picture levels, and that was going to be the size and scope. This game is going to be high fidelity. Like, it looks pretty good compared to my other games. There's a lot of code work behind in this game, so I don't want to charge too much, but like it has taken some time for a while. So I'm thinking somewhere in the $3.99 to $5.99 range, depending on like what the overall puzzle count is going to be. Depending on how, because I kind of want, like I said, I mentioned the story stuff, kind of want to have like a cool, like, animated title screen where the camera is kind of like going around so you can see this living room in more detail and pick up on some things like that. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's say a couple months maybe. It just depends. I'm trying to figure out which project that I'm going to work on like next and Fast and Furious, and I'm going to be basically posting this question. This is going to be one of our Patreon posts. We're going to be doing a new Patreon page poll tonight for the subscribers only, to vote on what you think you would like to see the order of our games, because we've got about 6 games that we have planned out for development over the next 6 to 8 months. Most of them have been started, like this game has been started. The Pitterpot spinoff has been started, different things like that. So all of the bases of all of those games have started, and they've been planned out and scheduled out, and I know what I need to do for all of them, but I haven't personally determined on what the release and month order is going to be, on what game for what month, and which games I'm going to work on first. And speed is going to be a determining factor here, just because I need to get a couple games out pretty soon. So some of these like more dense games, maybe like Pic-A-Block or like the Pitterbot and the Perplexing Orb Touch, I'm going to choose one of those to work on like just a little bit every day. But then I'm going to be picking a shorter project that I'm going to speed through over the next month, like, and just be done like that. So I'm not sure if this is the project that I'm going to be trying to speed through. I really do feel like that once I get everything modeled and once I get the lighting fixed and like the camera's better and do the code to animate and stuff, it's not too hard to draw these picture out puzzles, because I basically have to draw the picture. You can see when I run the game, there's like a little sprite that I draw, that shows you what the puzzle is. So I just need to come up with these images, and then I determine from the image if it looks recognizable. Like if you can tell what it is, then I keep it. And then I basically look at the grid and determine what is the best way to place these blocks and these the colors, to where you would have to try to, it would be a little bit of a puzzle to try to figure out how to do it. Eventually, like some of the later levels, like I was gonna have like teleports and different things like that, or some blocks that were like forced to where like you couldn't move them until you moved certain other blocks, different things like that to increase the puzzle density. But I don't know, maybe give a couple of months for this one, probably. This is one of the ones that I feel comfortable working on during live streams. I feel like, I'm not really spoiling anything. People like care about story. Like I don't want to be working on Night Detective or, Pitter Pot or something like that, like too frequently on live streams, because, it kind of spoils um the game for some people. Like a lot of people want to be surprised. I feel like this is a good live stream game. Also, stuff like tilting tiles, not exactly good for live streams because like if you're watching the live stream and we're building the levels together, the entire point of tilting tiles is to actually like try to solve the puzzles yourself and like have fun trying to figure out the route. And if you're watching me put together the route, it kind of spoils the whole game and it's kind of useless. So that's not really a good live stream game either. So I feel like this one, I did this months back, a year ago when I first started working on this. I did a couple live streams, modeling the plant and the tables. I did the side tables on stream. Um, Maybe even this table, I don't know. But I'm probably going to put together some levels soon on stream and keep going like that. So I'll probably keep working on this game here and there. I'm excited for it. It's kind of got a special place in my heart. It's got I have a cool idea and a cool design for it, but at this point in time, I don't know if it's going to be the next project that comes out. I might need to do something even smaller than this to like just get some more revenue coming out pretty quickly. So we'll have to see. My wallet is ready. Okay, sweet. Mine is not. It's not ready for any of the games that are coming out that I want to play. So, but yeah, so I had fun. This is just a quick test stream. We took a look at the game, talked a little bit more in depth about it. You guys got to see in the Unity engine a little bit more, kind of just chill talking. We modeled a book, a little simple book. Tomorrow or whenever I do the next stream, I'll have this textured and I'll show you what that looks like. And then maybe I'll fix the bowl or I'll trash it and start over and have a new bowl ready. And then that way, on the next stream, we can start doing some stuff like maybe modeling some picture frames to put in the background, doing different things like that. The couch is probably going to take like a long time. I have a pretty nice couch that I did model that looks like super realistic, but it's actually for the letter HD remake, and I don't really want to use it in here. I kind of want to use it in that. I have a lot of like house furniture that I spent a long time on that's for the letter. So like I don't really want I thought about reusing it in both because then like I could probably change it a little bit and no one would really notice, especially if I texture them differently. But I'm thinking of like maybe doing a couch differently. I don't know if I'll do that on stream because it's just going to be I'll be looking up Blender tools. It's going to be kind of hard for me to figure out. New bowl. Yeah, new bowl. We're probably going to get a new bowl. I'm probably going to make it simple. I hate the little metal design I was looking for. I could hand move all those little metal poles and get it around, but it's probably going to look ugly. I'm probably just going to literally do just a circular one and maybe like work on some more dense modeling. Maybe we'll do like a pine cone because people like take pine cones and kind of like display them decoratively and like all of those little intricacies like coming around the corners, like that might be cool to model. Maybe we can do something like that. So yeah, we'll be doing some more environmental modeling, like maybe a side chair over here or something like that. I guess your TV would be on that wall, but this room isn't going to be super realistic. Maybe we'll do the rug. Maybe we'll do the rug, some things like that, or build the levels over the next couple of streams. Today is Wednesday, so Thursday. Yeah, I should be able to do one of these tomorrow. I might. We'll see. Just depends on if I've started another project instead. If after the Patreon post, we'll see which projects you guys want me to do first, and I might reorganize my schedule based on that. But I have fun just checking this out today. And I enjoyed it. So we'll have to get together and do this again. Thanks for everyone joining in on this chill development stream. It's been a whole lot of fun. Hope you guys are looking forward to Pic-A-Block and everything to come there. Let me go ahead and switch over while I'm talking here. So you guys can see one more time, Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge is now available on the PlayStation Store. Nintendo is reviewing this game. I have sent it to them. So if you guys are watching this stream and you want to play this game on the Nintendo Switch, please go over to the our channel and check out the Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge trailer. You can leave it a like, smash that like button, leave us a comment what you're looking forward to playing Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge. If you haven't played it, if you've already played it and you enjoyed the game, go ahead and leave us a like and say what your favorite part of the game is. That'll help out a ton because Nintendo takes a look at the trailer and determines if people are enjoying the game, that kind of thing. So leave us some love over there. That would be very helpful. So far the game has sold an astronomical amount. A lot of people picked it up and played it, and I think a lot of people have been enjoying it, but I priced the game too low, so I'm pretty much giving it away for free. By the time you take out PlayStation's cut and you take out taxes and stuff, I'm not making my money back on this game, but I'm giving everybody a great game to play with a lot of content for basically no money. 2 quarters. And in today's inflated economy, there's not much you can buy for 49 cents. I mean, maybe a stick of gum. So you can get a couple hours of enjoyment out of a video game that has replay value and multiplayer. So I was really trying to grow and expand the brand. Tilting Tiles is like, I feel like a lot of people think that TreeFall Studios is synonymous with like our most popular series, like The Letter, Maze, and The Perplexing Orb. Most people know us from those things. Occasionally, somebody will be like, "Oh, Journey of a Special Average Balloon from Wii U. I remember you guys." Or, there's other games. We have tons of series: Gem Collector, Annihilation, Night Detective, all that kind of stuff. Our newer stuff, Mighty Math. But most people know us from either Maze, Perplexing Orb, or The Letter. But I'm really trying to get Tilting Tiles to be one of those series. We're pretty close to doing so. I would say the original Tilting Tiles has quite a bit of sales on PlayStation, and it's okay on Steam. For Steam, it's fine. But this game has now quite a bit of downloads, but it's still, it's not like a huge revenue earner. I'm thinking of doing, I already have Tilting Tiles 2 planned out, like the full series sequel. But I'm thinking about doing one more. I'm thinking about doing a fourth Tilting Tiles spinoff. So you have Tilting Tiles, the regular Tilting Tiles, you have Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix, and you have Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge. I'm thinking about doing one more before hanging the series up. So definitely get on in on that so you guys can check that out and play it. Let me know if you've never played the series before. I'm trying to make it a huge, stable franchise for TreeFall Studios. But with that being said, thanks so much for tuning into the stream. Go ahead and leave a like on the stream if you haven't. That would help out the channel for people checking it out later if people want to catch up on some of the development that happened today. But without further ado, I will catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you tomorrow for a new stream.